Hello, YouTube. Hello, YouTube. I actually, every single time, 11:11, everyone make a wish. But what I was going to say is every single time I go live on YouTube, I'm like, I forgot to go live on TikTok as well. So let me just pop this up here. Hopefully that's all right. How is everyone? It's been a little bit since I went live. Let's see if without the ring light, we still got good light. Oh yeah, we still got good light. We've got natural light. Perfect. Hello, hello, hello. We are going to talk about the kind of shift you need to make if you feel like you're not getting the results that you desire. Current time of recording this live, of going live, is August the 2nd, 2024. But this can be applied at any time that you watch this live. But what I notice, especially as we come into the second half of the year, but more now, more so than ever, is people high achievers start to slow down, or they lose momentum, or they think there's not enough time to be, that feeling of like there's not enough time. It's going to be like Christmas. If you're in the States, it's going to be Thanksgiving soon, and then Christmas, and then New Year's. There's not enough time, or I don't know where to start, or the things that I have tried so far this year, they haven't worked. Or on the other side, you have seen success, you've seen things working, you've seen this year, you've changed a bit, you've changed things, you've started to see success in different areas of your life, but now you're thinking, okay, it doesn't make sense though that I'm not seeing the results that I truly desire, and that you crave more for life. If that is you, this live is definitely for you. I just got back from a bucket list trip. I just ticked it off. It was an African safari with my partner. We were there for nearly 3 weeks. I've been home in just under a week now, a little bit jet lag, but I just felt super inspired to come and talk about this live, because as always, whenever you're in a new environment, whether it's holiday, working holiday, vacation, whatever, you always just like have this new sense of like revitalization when you come back to your home city, right? And one of the things that I was truly thinking about is like, why don't we get the results we truly desire? Especially if it's like, I am success driven, I am doing the things, I'm doing the inner work, maybe I've got a coach or a mentor, maybe I'm going to therapy, maybe I'm reading the books, doing the subliminal, maybe I'm watching YouTubes like this. So why aren't I seeing the things I want? The shift you really need to make is knowing that you are in control of your life and that you are the leader of your life. And I know that's going to sound so obvious. There's nothing groundbreaking about this live today, but the thing is, how often are you thinking that throughout the week, throughout your day, that you are in control of your life and that you are the leader of your life? There have been far too many moments where I was like, okay, I'm not seeing the results that I want, or I'm not getting the things that I truly desire, but I was playing into a victim mentality, or I was looking for like the economy to blame, or I was looking for like my coach to blame, or my partner, or my friends, or the society, whatever it is, the algorithm. I see that with a lot of coaches, of blaming, like, this isn't why I'm not getting results, or this why I'm not doing things, etc., 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 right? And so where can you instead start to take that control, especially now, as the year is coming to the end? I'm going to be really honest with you. In the past couple of years of this business, this time period from like August, probably like mid-July to mid-January, that's like the time period I actually see my clients get way more results. And that is a big statement, considering this first half of this year, especially. My client results have been insane. I actually just wrote an email this morning about it, and I will share with you some of the results. I was like going through my client results as I was writing an email. And which, by the way, if you want to get on my email list, and I shared a little bit about my Africa trip today, then all you need to do is go into the show notes below. I have a free training called Hack. So yes, you get into my email list. You also get a 2-part training. It's about hacking your mind for success. It really is a complement to what I'm talking about. But I just want to share with you some client results that I was reflecting on from this first half of this year. So it's a big statement that I'm like, second half of the year, my clients get the bigger results, right? So some of the things that I've seen so far with my clients this year: going from anxious attachment to secure attachment style, having a 40K sales month in business, scaling from a 5-figure to a 6-figure business, buying a brand new car with cash, starting a podcast, starting a YouTube channel, rekindling a relationship. So this was actually a marriage, a 10-year relationship, where they're kind of just been like, what's the saying? Passing ships in the sea. Is that the right saying? attracting a high value relationship, now engaged and pregnant. This actually happened with two of my clients, and getting promoted with a 20K salary increase. All of this is through my methodology, the Woman Mastery methodology, right? Woman Mastery, as it sounds, you're mastering yourself as a woman. To go even deeper than that, it's all about subconscious reprogramming your identity for the success that you desire, not the success that you have had. Where you are and what got you to where you currently are, your thoughts, your actions, your beliefs, your psyche, your emotions, your responses, your reactions, is not going to get you to where you desire to be. It's not. And this is the hard thing with high achievers. This is what was hard for me for a couple of years ago, is I'm like, but the way I've been, it's gotten me this success. It's gotten, I said this to my partner yesterday. I hit a big sales goal in my second year of business. I hit my first five-figure month. And actually, that same year, second year, I hit a five-figure month, cash five-figure month in sales, like the biggest, right? And then when I was scaling to like the next result, monetary thing, right? And also I just wanted to point out, as you can see with my client results, like money is great, getting rich is great, all of that amazing. But you know what I see from those results is like that's just a byproduct of who you become, right? Like being able to rekindle a marriage after 10 years, being able to finally attract a high value relationship, and now you're engaged and you've just had like incredible results. But I digress. From that is like setting the next goal for me after my second year, and things just went, it felt so stagnant. Like my third year, like I was getting results, I was seeing success, but I'm like, why am I getting the results that I'm working for? Like, and as high achievers, we work harder, we burn ourselves out, we grind ourselves to the bone, and we think we have to go. Well, truly we don't, right? And it's because I was operating from the same beliefs, from the same programming, from the same identity that got me the first results. Great. Pat on the back. That's incredible. We're so grateful for that. But it also, now that I can see, and this is what I teach my clients, and this is what my Woman Mastering methodology is all about, is like that was never going to get me to the next thing. That's why it felt like for a year, my third year of business, it was such a grind. And this is where so many high achieving women I have many clients that come and coach with me that have been in this cycle, or they've been burnt by other coaches because they're like, I've been with another coach, like it just didn't work out. Or it's like, I promise you, like I did the work, and they'll show me, the things they were just, guys, will give you freedom, nothing else. I love TikTok comments. And they, are like, but I just didn't get the result. Why is this? And I'm like, because it's like when you're trying to change yourself and you do add these modalities, like even coaching, right? And I say this as a mentor and coach, you can't just add coaching or therapy, or you can't just add subliminal audios, or you can't just add meditations or EFT tapping on top of who you already are, because it's just like going to be like this layer on top of all these things you are yet to dissolve. There are 3 phases in my Woman Mastery methodology. Phase 1 is all about subconscious reprogramming, right? Getting to the root. Part of my framework and concepts is about dissolving those limiting beliefs, right? If you've done any type of personal development work, like one of the top things you want to work on is getting rid of those limiting beliefs, the beliefs that limit you, the beliefs that take you away from where you want to be. But unfortunately, what I see in the industry, what I see with clients that come towards me, they're like, I am burnt the fuck out. I am trying so hard. I'm doing all these things. I'm like trying to think about, like, why? It's because they're putting all these new things, or think they need to add more. When you add more, like, and I know I get like this, it's like, I am going to combust. Like, I am going to have a nervous breakdown because I feel like I've got so much to do. No. You first have to get to the root and dissolve everything that you once knew, and dissolve who you were, and then start and rebuild again. This is why there's 3 phases in what I teach: subconscious reprogramming, identity shifting, regulating to a new capacity, right? And which, by the way, hack my free training, which YouTube show notes below. It's the first link. If you're watching here on TikTok, you can get that free training. It's in my link in bio. That actually goes through phase 1 of this methodology. And I actually give you 2 concepts that I share with my clients. I've never shared them in public before. I don't think I will ever share them on like a live or anything like that. So if you do want to learn a bit of phase 1, definitely get yourself into that free training. But this is the issue that I see time and time again, is like you're adding things on top, or you're trying to add these, but it's never going to work unless you dissolve everything and you start again. And this is why you're not seeing the results you want. You cannot bring in, if you want that 6-figure business, you want that promotion, you want that brand new car, you want to book that business class flight, you want that dream apartment, you want to move country, you want that high value relationship, you will never get it, or you will get it after a grind and not sustain it if you are not reprogramming your entire subconscious identity from the root upwards, right? You can't, it's just like if you, I don't know if this like logically makes sense, but just like as an analogy, it's like if you have a tree, right? Or a plant, tree, plant, whatever, and you have the roots in. To kill that tree off completely, or like to make sure it stops growing, what do? Like you take it out from the roots, throw it away. Now, if you were just to like take off the top, the roots are still in there, and you're like, okay, I want a different type of tree or a different type of plant, I'll just plant that on top. And then actually, I saw this when we were away in Africa. We saw this huge, beautiful tree, but what had covered the entire tree was cacti. Like it was actually taking over the tree, and you could see where like the two different roots were going into. So that's actually a perfect analogy. So it's like that. It's, you will forever be up against yourself. It's like planting a plant on top of another plant's roots and expecting only the new plant to grow. If you aren't getting to the root of your subconscious, if you're not doing the subconscious reprogramming of your identity, then it's always going to feel like you're up against yourself. It's always going to feel like, okay, I'm taking 5 steps forwards and now 10 steps back. And that's how I felt for a long time. That's how a lot of my clients have felt for a long time. And this is probably part of the reason, if not the reason, you aren't seeing the results you see. The women I work with, they crave more. They want more for life. Like I said, as I started this, you've seen success, but you want more from life. You know that you're meant to live an inspiring life. Everything that I do within my containers, especially my mastermind, which is called WoMastery. So it's based off the methodology. It's 6 months. Details are in the show notes below. But everything that I do inside that mastermind is really to teach women how to scale their results in money, relationships, career, so they become the leader of their lives. So they're actually in control of their life and being able to design your life with what inspires you, with what you value, with your wealthiest, highest timeline. That is what matters. A lot of the women I see who have experienced some success also say, well, I spend no time with my partner, but I'm making 6 figures in my business. Or I spend every waking moment with my family, yet I have just quit my job and started my business and I've gotten no sales in the past 6 months. Like it's like the belief that you could only have one or the other. And that's just absolutely not true. Like you get to have it all. I said this to one of my private clients, you get to have it all. You get to have all the success you want. Am I going to sit here and bullshit you and say it's going to be a walk in the park? No. When I take on clients for my mastermind or my one-on-one, because I work privately in both degrees, I work intimately with these women, I always say, by the way, I'm not going to sit here and be the type of coach that says, all right, you're going to see these great results and it's going to be a walk in the park and it's going to be so fun. I'm the coach and the mentor that I'm so honest. I'm like, by the way, you're going to have some moments where you're probably not going to like me. You're probably going to wake up and want to just be like, I can't be bothered doing this anymore, or it's too hard. You're going to wake up. So I'm a realist, because law of polarity, without one, you can't have the other. And so what I just want to remind you is, with universal law of polarity, it's going to feel like that sometimes, like this roller coaster feeling, but you are meant for greatness. You are meant to achieve incredible things. You are meant to live an inspiring life. You are meant to find so much value and live by your values. There are women out there that see success, but they aren't living in their values. It's like, yeah, like I love the money I make, or I love the home life I've created, but I really wish I was doing this, and this. So like, that it doesn't really inspire me, or wake up bored. The amount of women that come and work with me and they're like, I just feel like my life's on autopilot. I feel like I can write everything down on paper and it looks like everything's great on paper, but like I'm just living on autopilot. I'm just like going through the motions. Don't live like that. And I can say this with such confidence because I lived like that. I lived like that for so long where everything, this was only in 2017, 2018, you put my life down on paper, to anyone reading it, it was like, wow, you have a great life. But me inside, I'm like, I'm not inspired. I'm not living towards my values. I crave so much more from life. I crave to live in my purpose. I crave to figure out what that purpose is. I crave to do great things with my life. So it just like, why? It's not making sense. And this is when I was like really deeply into personal development, like reading all of the time and like YouTubing all of the time and like doing this. And it's because I was trying to replace the things that made up me, and I wasn't actually getting to the root and reprogramming. So again, there are a couple resources. I hope, number one, that this has kind of helped you or rekindled some flame inside of you, rekindled a bit of a spark for you when it comes to creating the life you want. And I know that can sound so like airy fairy and fluffy, but it's so true. I'll share something. My partner and I made a big decision yesterday about the next year or two, and it was a really, really big life decision. And you know what I said to him? I said, why wouldn't we do this? Most people would say no. Most people would be too scared. Most people would make excuses and would look for reasons not to. But for me, I'm like, why wouldn't we just live our life to the fullest capacity? Why wouldn't we just step into this new way of being? And that's what I want you to ask yourself, like, why wouldn't you give yourself that chance? You're doing yourself a disservice every time you keep yourself attached to who you used to be, to like the person that you once were, the person that you once reacted as. You keep yourself attached to that. Cut yourself loose from anything that doesn't serve who you want to become and who you want to be. And like I said, all of the details for my masterminds in the show notes below. The free training hack is also in the show notes below. If you're watching here on TikTok, you can get it in the link in my bio. But I also recommend going onto my YouTube channel, watching all of the podcasts, the Jessica Pinili podcast, because I go in depth on speaking about all of this. But I appreciate every single one of you that has joined, and I hope you've gotten so much from this. And if you ever want to chat or you're feeling called to come and work with me or to learn more from me, definitely the best place to chat is Instagram. It's the same username across all my socials at Jess Pinili. And I will see you probably Monday for my next live. Bye.